Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Priyanka and I heartfully welcome you all to my first YouTube video. This video is based on the beautiful, peaceful trip that I recently took with my family. I'm gonna be talking here and explaining where all we went and what all we did, and also my favorite spot. Before we dive into the video, thanks to my best friend Shalini who took care of everything so peacefully. Like, she knew me inside out, like what I wanted, and she just planned the entire trip so beautifully. I'm just dropping their number here so you can contact them if you want to plan any tours. Let's begin the journey now. We started from Namabengaluru and flew to Bagdora, around 2 to 2.5 hours of flight. From Bagdora, we traveled almost 5 hours by road to reach Phuentsholing, which is the main entry point into Bhutan if you're traveling by road. I'm not gonna romanticize this, the road journey was so long and boring. But the moment you cross the border, everything changes. India feels so loud, so busy and happening, but the moment you enter Bhutan, it's so calm, quiet, like it is just asking you to slow down. We stayed at Alam Hotel, and honestly, after such a long journey, even a simple food tasted so comforting. Nothing fancy, but warm, filling, and exactly what we needed. Day 2 started with the immigration process. By the way, Bhutan charges a sustainable development fee of 1200 per person per day for Indians. For other nationalities, it is $100 per day. On the way to Thimphu, we saw a tiny waterfall. Next, we saw 8 Dharmakaya stupas, which is telling you about the Buddha's life history and also 8 dharmas of life. Next, place where two rivers meet. In Bhutanese beliefs, where two river meets carry a very strong energy. So, stupas are built to balance Thimphu, the capital city of Bhutan, and interestingly has no traffic lights. People follow rules and not signals. We stayed at Lemon Tree Hotel and explored the clock tower area, which is the city center. If you love brass items, antiques, Thimphu is a place to shop. We started at Buddha Dorman statue, one of the largest Buddha statues in the world. Inside are 280,000 plus smaller Buddha statue, which is built to spread peace and protection. This is one of the must visit places. Next was Simply Bhutan, a culture village where you experience Bhutanese lifestyle, food, dance, and traditions. Butter tea is something you either love or get confused by, but it's deeply rooted in their daily life. I also got to taste their wine.
Chew means have it. So before we drink, we all pour God and His sister. So now we can say cheers and enjoy. Cheers.
And you can just see it on my face.
Chew means have it. Cheers and enjoy. Cheers.
Next, we visited Takin Preserve, home to Bhutan's national animal. According to legend, it was created by a saint. Bhutan truly lives by its stories. For lunch, we headed to Folk Heritage Museum. Was a simple home-style Bhutanese food, no fancy plating, just the warmth. Also, we got to see how they built their houses in the past for their living. After that, we went to Thimphu Zong, which functions as both monastery and government office. We ended our day by visiting Royal Textile Academy of Bhutan, which was more about how the clothing changed over time and also how the fabrics are weaved and everything about Bhutanese fashion. Later, we just took a walk through Thimphu's market and ended our day by coming back to our room. But our day didn't end there. Me, my mom, and my brother went to find tulips for me. And this was such a cute moment. Just take a look of it. Mom is on the way to get ఏం తీసిస్తా నాకి If my birthdays don't start chaotic, it's really not my birthday. The day began with no water in the hotel. I waited for literally 2 hours to just take a shower.
23rd birthday, done right.
And then we headed to Dochla Pass, located over 3,000 meters above the sea level and famous for its 108 memorial stupas of the dead soldiers. It was freezing, but the view was surreal. After Dochla Pass, we explored a market and then we headed for lunch. This place had some beautiful view with some amazing food. This cafe must be on your visiting list. Then came the rafting. We are going for rafting! Punaka's Mochu River. This river is known for beginning safety yet exciting adventure. Perfect for beginners like me and over enthusiasts like my mom. Later, we went across the suspension bridge, one of the longest in Bhutan, connecting villages across the river. Once you cross the bridge and reach the other side, make sure you try the momos and Maggi. It was delicious. I played football with the local children there and then headed to our resort. My heart was filled with gratitude and a lot of joy that I got to celebrate my birthday in such a beautiful way. When we reached Zinkham Resort, I thought the guide is just taking us to the room to just show the view. But then surprise! My bestie Charles had planned the best surprise for me, as she never fails to disappoint me. My heart was filled and my eyes were filled with tears. I really loved my birthday. I just loved the day. Thank you so much, Charles, for making it so special. I love you. We stayed at Zinkham Resort, which offers a direct view to Punaka Zong, glowing beautiful night. We visited Punaka Zong, once the capital city of Bhutan, built between two rivers. Then we visited Chimlang, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, also called as the fertility temple, known for blessing couples. Later, we reached Paro, one of the most scenic towns of Bhutan. If you have missed shopping in Thimphu, Paro is the next best spot for you to shop any arty crafts and everything. Near Paro Fort, we wore traditional Bhutanese outfit and clicked sunset pictures. We stayed at Rima Resort, which practices organic farming, something very common in Bhutan. The trek to Tiger Nest or Paro Taksang is around 5 to 6 hours of round trip. It is believed that Guru Padmasambhava meditated here in the 8th century. Here we trekked halfway and there was a cafe where you must try their omelette and their espresso and take some rest there and have a good view of the Tiger Nest temple and then proceeded towards the Tiger Nest because we didn't want it to miss this temple. This place does not only test your legs, it changes something inside you. Guys, it is worth visiting. It was so peaceful, so calm and so nice that you must visit once in a lifetime at least. I feel so much better after visiting this place. Thank you, universe, for such a great opportunity. I entered the temple with chaos in my mind and came out feeling so peaceful. Some places don't need explanation, they just work like magic. It's really hard to get down than to climb up, and my leg got twisted, so it's paining. After the trek, we headed to our rooms, and our legs were aching so badly that we could not even take a step more. After having dinner, I went to get myself some foot massage, and it was amazing. I just had my leg massage, and it feels so good, so relaxing after this hectic trek. It was not hectic, but it was really tough, and my leg got twisted and all of that, but the massage was amazing. Last day of us visiting the last place in Bhutan, we visited the National Museum of Bhutan. Once a watchtower, now preserving Bhutanese history. This place was amazing. Our last days were slow. Shopping, walking, and soaking in silence. Leaving Bhutan felt heavy. On April 4th, we traveled back to Bangalore. Bhutan gave me peace, but Bangalore gave me such a warm welcome that I didn't miss Bhutan after coming back. Just have a look at this view of the clouds. If you're planning Bhutan, come for the views but stay for the way it makes you feel. Thank you, Shalini, for planning this beautiful tour, and thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.